Hi, I'm Fred Kowal, President of United University Professions, and I would like to thank Gwen Kay and all of you who have gathered for the University Faculty Senate plenary. I hope that the meeting is going very well and that it continues to be productive for all of you. Unfortunately, I cannot be there in person. We have taken the time to produce this short video to summarize what has been going on in UUP as it pertains to all of us who are members of the largest higher ed union in the country. Fortunately or unfortunately, I'm in Texas this weekend visiting my son and his wife. I haven't seen them in a couple of months, and it'll be good to reconnect. Family, for all of us, should be the priority. Now, speaking of priorities, one of the most important things that UUP has been doing for the past year and a half is working through the implementation of our new collective bargaining agreement. As you know, raises have kicked in, there have been increases to base salaries, and also retro money has been paid out as well. Additionally, however, there are two major components that are going to be worked through over the next few months, and you will be seeing them, or at least hopefully as many of you as possible will be seeing them as increases to your base salaries. One is the money that has been dedicated in this contract to addressing the compression and inversion problem faced by many UUPers over the years. It's a problem that has grown worse, especially for those of us who came in right before periods where there were no raises or there was a lag period between contracts as well. That could be a cause. And so what we have, as you know, in our bargaining unit, we have a number of individuals who have salaries that are either just slightly above or in some cases below the salaries of those who are just coming into the bargaining unit and working in SUNY. That's compression and inversion. What we got in this contract, and I cannot overstate how historic the gain has been. We got an agreement that stipulates, and SUNY and the Governor's Office of Employee Relations accept that the issue of compression, salary compression, is a legitimate issue and a serious one. For years, we brought this to the table as an issue. I was on the team in 1999, and we brought it to the table. We got nowhere with the state. Every round of negotiations after that, this issue was raised. We got nowhere. This time, we were successful in getting SUNY and GOER to put language in the contract that stipulates the problem does exist, it must be studied, and money must be dedicated to addressing the compression that is discovered. We are very close to finalizing the framework that will be used by every campus to analyze the extent of the compression problem and who is compressed. Individual members won't have to do anything. You don't have to make your case that your salary is compressed. The very complex formulations that are being developed will do that. Will they be perfect? No. But the amount of work that has gone into this on both sides, both the SUNY side and UUP side, has been incredible. And the outcome, I believe, will go a long way to determining the extent of the problem, and then campus presidents will have very little discretion on the compression side in terms of who gets the money. Anyone who is found to be compressed will get some money in this first go-around. And then remember, we have 3 more years of compression analysis and funding. The analysis can be reformulated, it can be fine-tuned, and it most likely will have to be. But for now, we're getting very close to concluding the development of the framework, where then campuses will start to do the analysis. We'll be working with every campus in this effort, as will SUNY, and then the money is scheduled to be distributed in the last paycheck of December of this year. That's the same time that the discretionary salary increases, DSI, will be distributed. That's a whole separate process. UUP has a minimal role in that. We urge our chapter leaders to bring up the issues at labor management to discuss how the distribution will take place. But DSI is at the discretion of campus presidents. We have very little control over that pot of money. On the compression side, that is a function of what happens with the analysis and the framework that has been developed mutually by UUP and SUNY. Also, the salary minima that we negotiated for adjuncts have kicked in. Some campuses have seen increases, basically at the tech campuses, a couple of the comprehensives. Next year, there'll be another round of increases. Finally, on the hospital side, there's now an agreement on hospital scheduling, and at the same time, the increases for on-call pay and a change in holiday pay. For the first time, there will be holiday pay. Those aspects of the contract will be going into effect as well. On-call already is. Holiday pay goes into effect with Thanksgiving. Finally, something that people are always asking about, the Joint Labor Management Grant Program. We are working with GOER and SUNY to get those programs up and running. The committee that oversees the Drescher program, they just met here at UUP headquarters this week. So they're working on that program and getting the funds out, determining who should be awarded the Drescher Awards and the money that will be distributed. We are fully aware, I certainly am fully aware, that we have a number of campuses that are struggling financially. It is why the advocacy program that UUP is undertaking, and I'm using present tense, is undertaking, will be the most ambitious we've ever had. Those of us engaged in advocacy at the headquarters level and at some campuses have been meeting with legislators since the summer. In fact, we met with state senators during the summer to talk about our priorities and the formulation of our agenda for the coming year. We're optimistic about this advocacy year. The senators, especially in the majority conference, have heard our concerns. We are making them heard because we are pressing very hard on the TAP gap funding that's needed, the hospital subsidy, transparency in the campus foundations, and we are also discussing a couple of other new programs specifically keyed to medical education and green energy transformation at our campuses. We really want our advocacy efforts to be not only aggressive, but to be visionary, to point a direction where SUNY ought to be going for the sake of our students, our communities, for all of us, and for the entire state of New York. As you may know, the State Senate, Toby Stavisky, the chair of the Senate Higher Ed Committee, we worked with her very closely this summer, and she has set up a series of public hearings that will take place starting the last week of October into November, and then one that is being planned for Albany in December. Our UUP website, uupinfo.org, has a list of those hearings, where they will take place. We're organizing individuals to advocate at those hearings, and this is a unique opportunity for us to be heard and for the state senators really to elevate the issues that we are bringing to them like never before. Important work going on full speed ahead. A couple of other items that I just wanted to mention. On our UUP website, we also have a portal where any member of our bargaining unit can introduce information regarding the SUNY online program. We've met with the provost of SUNY. We have had conversations with him and his staff about the rollout of SUNY online. I believe that he is very open to having as much input as possible from those of us who are on the front lines of this online effort. But we need to hear from each and every one of those who have concerns, who have issues that have arisen, so that we can deal with them with SUNY to ensure that when SUNY Online goes fully operational and it is expanded to the extent that they're talking about expanding it to, it will be an effective, high-quality program, and it will not result in overwhelming our faculty and especially our professional staff in the IT areas with added duties. We're very concerned about that. You need to know that I taught online courses for about 6 years at Kowal, my home campus. I am not diametrically opposed to online, but I know what problems can arise, and I know the challenges that can be presented. It is not a panacea for enrollment challenges in SUNY, but I believe it does afford us some opportunities. We just need to make sure that SUNY understands we can be their partner, but that partnership depends on the sharing of full information, and we need information from you. If you're engaged in this, or if you have any concerns or interests in SUNY Online, go to the uupinfo.org website, engage in the portal, and offer us the information. It's very important. We've had a good amount of input so far, but we want more. I don't want to take up too much of your time. I do want to say that I applaud your involvement, all of your involvement in our state university, certainly as senators, but also in the work that you do day in and day out for our students, for our communities, for our university. It is an honor and a privilege for me to serve as the president of UUP, representing the 37,000 members of our union and the 42,000 members of our bargaining unit. Our membership is strong. It continues to be strong. We have more people engaged and involved than ever before. We need more. Consider taking an active role in your chapter of UUP or statewide. We need everyone to make a difference and to continue to make our union strong and our university stronger. Thanks very much.